Guys to do this today, but they wanted to take a ride, so I went with them. But representing the Six for Game 6, a procession of Raptors fans are marching down the Golden Gate Bridge, chanting, "Let's go Raptors." We the North indeed. The North was here out west. Thousands singing "Oh Canada" to serenade out of what they thought might be the last time they'd have to play a game in this building. As we go back to Jurassic Park, Skeets from the Stars joins us live. Skeets, there will be another one, but for moments from your standpoint for this fan base, as somebody who grew up with it, I know it's something you never thought that you would see, but how about now an opportunity for 3 consecutive road wins, something that we've only seen 3 times in a finals from a road team, 6 times in the history of the NBA.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy. I mean, you're right, to go in to Golden State and get those games 3 and 4 was something else, and now and try and do it in game 6 here and win the championship. They know they can do it. They have the team, they have the talent, and especially now with no KD in this game 6 for Golden State. But it's pretty wild. I think they tend to play a little bit better on the road. That's the honest truth. The pressure goes down a little bit on the Raptors side of things. They can play a little more free, a little bit more loose. So it helps their chances to maybe go and get it. They're definitely not afraid, but I will say, Golden State is not going to just hand over the championship and say, "Here you go, congratulations, Toronto." The Raptors have to rip it from them and steal it from them. And they know they can do it, whether it happens in Game 6 tonight in Oakland or it comes back here to a Game 7, baby, here in Toronto. Well, we're going to find out soon enough. I can't wait for this game to start.
I want to sneak in one more if I can, because I think back from a baseball standpoint, Joe Carter, obviously, think to the home run off Mitch Williams. Even a bat flip from Bautista, right, with the Jays after 20 years not making the playoffs. You think about the Leafs and some of their greats. Regardless of whether he stays or not, if this game closes out with a Raptor win, just how deep into the lore of all time in Toronto sports does Kawhi already resonate? Give us a sense of the pulse from that area on how far he's risen in this 1 year, considering what he's done with this franchise.
Oh, he is already on the short list of Toronto sports heroes. I mean, I saw tweets going around not too long ago about the idea, if he was only here 1 year and he brought them a championship or helped bring them the championship, would they retire his jersey number? It sounds insane, but when you step back from it and you think about it a little bit, it's in the realm of possibility. But yeah, he's on the short list. And you're right, even if they go on to somehow drop this and the Warriors come back from 3-1, this ride has just been magical. They don't think it's going to happen here in Jurassic Park. They like their chances tonight, and then they especially like them at home for a Game 7 if it goes there. But just to see, and Kawhi has, after every loss in this playoffs, he has bounced back, averaging something like 35 points per game, unbelievable shooting. So he just locks in a little bit more after an L, and you would expect to see that again tonight on the road down in Oakland. So he's on the short list. I mean, you can start building him the statue if you want. If they pull this off tonight, I'll start helping to build the statue outside the Scotiabank Arena here.
Well, I was going to say, if we see you and I see you again on this night, it'll be in the postgame. You'll be part of that celebration. For you and for that group, I hope it's the case. We'll talk to you soon. Skeets up in Toronto. Sticks with us with more coverage live. In the meantime, we talked about Joe Carter, and I've talked to him about this. It's a moment that will live on in the history of that sport. Forget about that city with a walk-off to end it. You got to go back to 67 with the Leafs in the country. It's the Canadiens in 93. You think enough's on the line? Draymond Green, after going down 3-1, said at his presser after the game, we've seen history made. Maybe it's time for us to make it in terms of coming back down 3-1. They'd be the 4th team to force a game number 7. He's had his hand forced to be the one that is instructed to, hey, look, go guard that guy. Not easy. With Kawhi Leonard, the Claw, a mild-mannered speaker in terms of things he might say with a laugh you'll never forget, in a game you certainly won't if you're trying to defend him. And guys, the statistics are just crazy in this series. I think about this one. In Game 4 of this series, Kawhi's 35-plus points with no turnovers in a finals game. Yeah. Think about that. Has only happened 3 times in the history of the NBA. Michael Jordan, Game 2 in 98, Shaq, Game 6 in 2000, and KD last year in Game 1. We've all seen him elevate. Grant, I'll start with you. When you look at, forget about where he is in Raptor lore, we know already rather high, I would say. No offense to Vince or Zeke or anybody else associated. But when you look now at the NBA and what he's become, Is it fair for some to be wondering, hey, is he the best player right now? And now considering KD will be out for a number of months, is he really the torchbearer as the best in the NBA?
Well, we know he's the best player playing still, that's for sure. I asked this question of, I think, Isiah and Steve Smith after Game 4, I believe, or maybe Game 2. But is he the best or most complete player? The best two-way player, that's the term that we use now. And in terms of his competing on the defensive end, his ability there, but what he has shown, not so much during the regular season, but here in the postseason, where he has put a team on his back. You think of the Philadelphia series, you think of what he's done in this series against against Milwaukee. I mean, he's in that conversation, and that wasn't really the case, 2-3 years ago before he had that injury problem. So coming off a year where he played only 8-9 games, went into this year, built and got confidence and stamina and got to a point where now in the postseason, I mean, it's top, I don't know, Mount Rushmore, whatever you want to call it, current players, he's in that conversation. It's unusual because LeBron and Durant aren't here right now. Obviously, Durant hurt.
Giannis, Harden, right? There are others.
But the fact he does it on both ends,
yes,
and he's like the focal point of his team, I mean, you can make a strong argument that he is.
I think an important thing is the amount he's improved in the last 4 or 5 years individually. His handle's better, his shot's better. That improvement doesn't come because you go home at night and eat ice cream. That comes from hard work. That's why I respect that young man.
Well, unlike Durant and LeBron and some of these others, he didn't come in heralded like that. They came in.
He was a defensive player.
Exactly. Yeah. So you're right to your point.
By the way, thanks for all people like me. Our dreams are killed. We can't improve. I eat ice cream. I know Zeke does because I saw him eat a sundae about my height yesterday. Let me go to predictions. We got about a minute and a half.
But there's two players in this series that have improved drastically since they came in. Let's not forget Steph Curry, who when he came in, he didn't have all the handle and stuff that he has now. So you're looking at two, MVP players that have improved drastically since they came into the league.
People didn't think he could, whether or not he would survive in the NBA.
Yeah.
And to think now he's thrived like he has.
Are we going 7?
I got Toronto in 6 with no Kevin Durant playing.
Okay, so you're breaking the news that Kevin Durant's not playing as well
No,
as we know.
that's what I said. If KD's not playing.
Because KD's not playing.
Yeah, I got Toronto winning this
Toronto
game.
tonight. G?
Yeah, I hate to count out the heart and the spirit of this championship team, but I think Toronto will bounce back and win the championship here in Game 6.
There's magic in this Oracle Arena that's going to come out one more time. I'm looking at Golden State coming out and just riding that feeling of, man, it's us versus the world. And sometimes, man, when your back's against the wall, you come out swinging. And I see him coming out swinging.
Yeah. I'm going to take Toronto, and I think the biggest difference has been the Siakam EKG. He's up, he's down. He had a bad game. If he has a good one, let me ask you this quickly. Do we all agree the first 10 minutes tell you a lot withstanding that push if you're Toronto, right?
I'm going to say the first 5.
First 5 minutes.
Yes.
I agree.
Yeah, first 5 minutes. Toronto's got to come out and they got to take that first punch and start swinging.
All right, we will swing our way back to the green room to eat ice cream with Mac. In the meantime,
no ice cream.
Enjoy the game afterwards. We'll see you for all the live coverage.